I know some people obsess over having a perfect credit score or being in the 800s. Although it's great if you do have those things, if you are in the 800s club, that does not mean that you can't be offered the best rates and get the best deals when it comes to borrowing money. Hi friends, welcome to Moms and Money, where we talk about making money, managing money, and saving money for the women in the household. So today we're going to be talking about what is a good credit score. Okay, we talk about credit a lot over here because I think it's very, very important. And I know Dave Ramsey and his huge following don't think you need to believe in that 3-digit number. It means nothing. But to me, it actually means something, and it's pretty important because unfortunately, most of us, in order to get some of the things that we need, not necessarily want, but need, we have to borrow money to get it. And why is it important, you may ask? Well, you know, if you want to buy a house, unfortunately, most of us are going to have to borrow money to do that. And in today's climate with the housing market, it is scary, okay, how much you have to borrow in order to get into a house, okay? If you want to buy a car, unfortunately, some of us have to borrow money to buy a car. And I'm not talking about a luxurious, very expensive car. Even a basic used car these days is very, very expensive. It could run you up to about $20,000 just to get, you know, a car that's reliable, that's a few years old. It's expensive. The car market is just as crazy as the housing market right now. It's very hard to find. There's a shortage of used cars, just like there's a shortage of homes available for people to live in. So with that said, your credit score is important because you want to make sure that you're getting the best rates, that you're not having to borrow more money and get yourself in more debt, all because you have a poor credit score. So you're probably thinking, well, what is a good credit score? I know some people obsess over having a perfect credit score or being in the 800s, and that's not necessarily true. Although it's great if you do have those things, if you are in the 800s club, that does not mean that just because your credit score is not in the 800s, that you can't be offered the best rates and get the best deals when it comes to borrowing money. Now, as of 2021, the national average FICO score is 716. There are 5 different categories when it comes to credit. You have very poor, which is between 300 and 579. You have poor, which is 580 to 669. You have good, which is 670 to 739. And the national average is 716. So that lies around the good category. Then you have very good, which is 740 to 799. And then you have exceptional, which is 800 to 850. Now, a lot of people think you have to be exceptional to get offered the best rates, but that's not true. And those categories are based on Experian and what they state is good and very good. Because, you know, the 3 boroughs all have their different kind of ratings. That's why you'll never see that you have the same exact score across the 3 agencies, which is Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. So let me say this. If you are in the very poor category, you need to do some of those things that I always talk about, that I've talked about in the previous videos about raising your credit score. I'll leave a link for the playlist in the description box. If you're very poor, your goal should try to be to get into the poor category. And then once you get into the poor category, it should be the good category and kind of work your way up there. But you definitely don't have to be exceptional. So if your credit score is around a 760, you will get offered the same kind of benefits from someone that's in the 800s club. You'll get the same kind of rates. You'll be looked upon the same way, like, okay, that's a very, very good credit score. And that's around where you should be, because it won't benefit you anymore if you raise from a 760 to an 800 or an 815 or something like that. At that point, you're exceptional, you're good, you're gonna get those same kind of rates and offers that credit card companies offer. Especially, you know, you definitely want to make sure that you're being smart with how you use your credit card. You don't want to have credit card debt excessively. You know, you want to use a form of velocity banking. And I've talked about all of this in the past here on this channel. But, you know, you'll get the best rates when it comes to mortgages, because honestly, that is where it really counts, because that rate that you get for your mortgage, that's going to last you for the whole duration of your mortgage. Not taking into consideration, you know, refinancing or anything like that. That number is going to stick with you. Those fees are going to stick with you. So that's something that you definitely want to negotiate. You definitely want to make sure that you are in that very good category before you pursue trying to get a mortgage. So you don't have to obsess about having a perfect credit score, because as long as you are in the very good category, you're going to get all those same benefits. So you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, especially if you're in the 500s or something like that, or the high 500s or low 600s, you're probably thinking, I can't even imagine getting up to 760. Well, there's another benchmark. If you get up to at least 640, you won't get taken advantage of, because a lot of the people who are in the 500s, they try to get some sort of loan or some sort of financing, and you're pretty much told you don't have any options. You better take this deal because nobody else is gonna lend to you. And while yes, the bigger banks might not lend to you, these subprime, especially car dealerships and stuff like that, really take advantage of you at this level. And you are going to end up paying so much more than what you need to, especially like I said, in some of those car dealerships like Drive Time or anything like that. If you can avoid it and work on your credit to get up to at least a 640, lenders will start looking at you differently. So take the time to really invest in, raising your credit score to those benchmarks that we talked about, so that you could at least get a better deal when the time comes, or if the time comes when you need to borrow. Okay, the same thing goes with, credit card offers and credit card rates. If you use your credit card properly, you will never have to deal with having an interest rate or paying interest on your balance if you use it properly. And again, I have a video about that. You can tap this eye right here to watch it, on how I personally use our credit card and how I use this credit card to get us in the 800 clubs. When I wasn't even trying to get my husband and I an 800 credit score, this just happened. This is a benefit when you use a credit card properly and when you don't sit on having credit card debt. The number one thing you can do, and I talk about all the time when I talk about credit repair or trying to improve your credit score, is paying your bills on time. You've got to get in the habit of just paying your bills on time. Now, I understand some people are under a lot of stress right now. There's a lot of things going on in the world. There's a lot of job uncertainty. But if you can just focus on paying your bills on time, or make it a priority to make sure that you're paying your bills on time, your credit score will definitely increase in time. The other big thing that I always talk about is your credit utilization ratio. So if your balance is like $1,000, if you can borrow up to $1,000 or spend up to $1,000 on your credit card, if you keep the utilization ratio at about 10%, meaning that you never keep a balance over $100 on that credit card, your credit score will skyrocket. It will definitely increase. Now, it won't ding it if you borrow more than that. A lot of people like to say keep it under 30%, but if you're really trying to increase your credit score, keep it at or below 10%, and that will definitely, you'll see how quickly your credit score will increase from month to month. So again, the moral of the story is, guys, don't stress about having a perfect credit score. As long as you're in the very good category, you will get all of the benefits. So leave a comment down below. Let me know, are you working on increasing your credit score? Is your credit score something that you're working on because you have to borrow money soon, or you have to, if you're trying to buy a mortgage or a car or something like that? Leave a comment down below and let me know, and let's chat about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, join my YouTube family, give this video a thumbs up. It really helps my channel out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.